2024. One of the things in the case, when it started in 18, people talked about some guy in Maslin was helping him get away with crimes. He can't do this. What is wrong with him? They can't do this, and what is he doing helping them? He's trying to help them get away with all these crimes. What is wrong with him? They talked about him, for years. Even around January 25th, 19. My phone's bugged. Okay? What is wrong with that guy? And he's a man. They talked about him. And he's helping them get away with crimes. And he can't do this. Okay? Should be around November 13th of 21. I took my client to Maslin, Altman North, or it's like an emergency room, Altman West or whatever it is. Altman West. On Wales Road in Maslin. A Maslin officer comes in a uniform. I'm here to watch her. There's a Steve and Eric stalking her. We don't know who they are yet. And it's finally got funny after everything they did. Nothing's admissible. And that officer was laughing. But they talked about some guy, 18, 19, and 20, that he was helping them get away with crimes. What is his problem? Thinking he can help them. Okay? I was talking to somebody, about 3 or 4 months ago. And my boyfriend that I have now, that we're not working out, used to be a Maslin police officer. And I was talking to him. You're dating somebody who used to be a Maslin police officer? And I said, well, yeah. He said, well, Dad found out that one guy wasn't there anymore. He wasn't there to help. And he took off and left. He is a retired Maslin police officer, my boyfriend. But yeah, he found out that the guy wasn't there anymore to help him out. And he panicked and left. He wasn't there to help him anymore. And nobody could say a word to you ever again. They couldn't say a word anyways. They were bullshitting everybody. No sitting judge would allow any of this. My one friend's mom is a sitting judge. They can't do any of this and they're going to get a lot of trouble. Nobody could be in your home but that protected light case with statements. See, that's where the police, the prosecutor's office, criminal attorney, even the FBI cannot be in your home outside that protected light case with statements. They go jail. It's entrapment if they do it. If not, it's stalking. Dave can't hire a stalker. It's right on Google. You can't interfere in your spouse's personal private life. They can sue you, and they go to jail for hiring a stalker. You can't take pictures of people naked. You can't, without their permission. You can't sell them. You can't drug people. You can't beat them. You can't rape them. You can't human traffic them under drugs. You can't drug them up and tell them to say something stupid. People aren't really this stupid. They should have been nailed to that agent's desk. Photoshopping, washing, and a sextortion act, like that one cop was laughing. We always knew that was a shower scene. And the guy's like, well, you could tell she was drugged up, or they said they drugged her up and told her to say it. I never had anybody in my home. You think it's funny, sexual predators preying on victims? And the poor thing thinks the well water's killing him. I got bruises all over me, throwing up, heart racing. Personally infected to the point I couldn't hardly pee. You think that's funny? And almost passing out in front of people, and they've got me so drugged up I don't know what's happening to me, and they're human trafficking me out of that house, and running a big scam of drugged up and told to say stuff, and photoshopping and washing it, and I never seen her talk to anybody. You talk about scary movie shit? They should have been nailed to that agent's desk. And everybody knows you're sleepwalking with roofies. You Photoshop that shower scene, like that cop said, we always knew that was a shower scene. The guy's like, well, you can tell she's drugged up when they said they drugged her up and told her to say it. I never had anybody in my home. I never talked to anybody. See, that's where I told that agent. The only 2 officers I ever talked to were those 2 silly ones that, with the light in the security system, looked like an alien orb or an angry spirit by a dog who let a dog handle. And he's like, "You're kidding." I said, "As a matter of fact, I've not even had my neighbors at my home. I've only had my family, repair guys, and installation guys." I'll stop. Is that what's going on? He knew it. It's on the recorded line. I told him I never had anybody in my home. Where he's laughing about Pete, which is Alex, which is Savannah's Facebook friend, and a beer, lying to people. Huh? They get, like they said, March 20th, 24, they even made up Pete to get away with this. They made up everything on her. And laughed in my face. Laughed at the FBI June 7th, 23, how they fooled him. And mocked FBI agent John publicly. Lighthouse Tabernacle. Jody, Katie's sister, and the cartel mocked the feds. I thought SWAT teams, right? The bastards confessed. They already had Eric's confession November 18, 22. The stalker they were looking for. That everything with him and not me was done for a stunt for people to turn on me. And they fell for it. Ha 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 ha. I did November 24th, 22. It was him mocking everybody. Last June 30th, they said he went to a party. He was the life of the party. How he made fools out of all these people. They fell for his stunt. Photoshopping and washing and roofie confessions. They didn't get that jackass. All through the case from the beginning that they photoshopped all their lies. They could control anybody with their drugs for 4 to 6 hours. And they were drugging me up and telling me to say stuff in front of the cops. And they were laughing they did it before. And if you think a drug gang, like they said, it's documented, I'm framed by the drug cartel. And like another investigator Schaefer moves away, will have to tell the local police that the cartel's running scams on people. It's a big scam. It's a big drug scam. And it's documented by the police. See, that agent opened a real case of fed me to the drug cartel and let it run. Admitted he told on me before, he talked to everybody before me, made me beg for my life, act like a crazy occult person. He knew I've never even talked to anybody. I didn't know what he was talking about. They even laughed that they made up the doctor selling my information. December 30th, 23, the nurses at Altman Hospital were denouncing him, that he wasn't even a real doctor. Where their scam of one selling information, they make me a millionaire, HIPAA violations. I'd own Altman. And Dave Dayton, Savannah, and her ex-boyfriend big in drugs, get him in the cartel, and where this is part of the countrywide human trafficking, I would say nationwide, plagiarism, FBI. This was a piece of it. And thousands got taken. And where people think it's funny, where they said they were using me as a pawn, this was to entertain people so they wouldn't tell on them. Trying to frame the judges up there, the Portage County sheriffs. And here it's the drug cartel. And trying to frame a real retired Judge Pete. That'd be like 75, 85 years old. Ludick for being his friend, Judge Stephen up there, and then the Portage County sheriffs. They put a lot of drug cartel guys in 17 and 18 in jail. Cartel got even with them, got them under federal investigation. Like they said when the case first started, we found out her ex-husband was keeping her so drugged up. They were drug beating, raping her, and she didn't know what was happening to her. I kept going to the doctor, I don't know what's wrong with me. I got all these bruises that thrown up. Is it the well water making me sick? Trying to make sense of all these things. Because the only thing different is I'm washing in dirty well water when I'm showering. I never seen her talk to anybody. I never had him in my home. They talked about erasing a Chris out of the room. They said that he's actually one of the main guys. They need to find him. Bay Family Church should know who he is. Like they said a couple Sundays back. If our kids ever back one thing on those stalking tapes, they need to arrest them. They've already admitted they drugged me and told me to say it. Photoshopped all their lies and Photoshop washing. That means they were in it with Dave, trying to kill me. When that didn't work, they decided to frame me and run a big scam. Because when I ask them, they defend me. like John. When I asked him about what his kids were talking about, I don't know, Melissa just had to make up something because you're going to move out. You're going to go through a divorce. Nobody could ever say anything bad about you. Don't worry about it, Mom. But you'll have the church people make up something too. But nobody could ever say anything bad about you. Don't worry about it. Dave, Kieran, you're good to the kids. You go to the grandkids. You never hurt anyone. You go to everyone, no matter who it is. I taped them. People are stabbing you with needles in your sleep, lying they have sodium pentothal reports, and then laughing at what they had drugged you and told you to say. You get your own witnesses. The police were already taping too because I'm FBI informant. Huh? Josh, I never hurt you, never did anything wrong. Never said you did. Went to the twins, same thing. I've never done anything wrong or bad. That's the truth. I've always been good to you. That's us. Uh-huh. Same thing with the girls. And John's kids got caught stating they made everything up and they were games of pretend. And Flora ratted them out to a bunch of adults. Of course it never happened. Of course it wasn't true. We made it up. They were games of pretend. Because they wanted the house for Auntie Shell and Papa. And Michelle and Savannah. And Pete is her Facebook friend. Alex Alajinsky. They were messed up in the Florida human traffickers. And seen with them January to March of 19 on a Sunday in Minerva Grinders. And with the guy threatening my life. That's how not funny this is. For you know about Savannah. I know of her, but I don't know her. She's a little 18-year-old kid sits with her parents. What do you mean you don't know her? Why would I? Her parents went to that church a long time ago. What do you mean you don't know her? You know her ex-boyfriend was big in drugs. What does that have to do with it? Everything. Kaylee was trying to tell me when the guy followed her around to me. That's someone impersonating Pete. Like they said, they got a video of him, 12/21/18, trying to kill me again. He bashes my skull in. Made up the scam with a chip to cover it up. Had people walk by me and their phones thing. Act like I was a Pokemon, and then I found out through another medical professional that they were the people they were taking and raping. They were telling them that if they chipped them, if they went to the police, they couldn't hide them because they could find them anywhere. It's a scam to keep people. And chips are puppy shots. And they were getting away with raping people. It was on some kind of chat group. And they were trying to keep the girls quiet. They released instead of killing. It's human traffickers. And under police surveillance, that's how they got the big 800 people sweep of the Texas group, Florida, and all the ones that attacked Ohio. They got 800 in February nationwide. They were all here around me, from California to Michigan, Buffalo, New York, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Georgia, human traffickers, the Michigan drug cartel, California drug cartel. They were all around me breaking their crimes. They were the most arrogant son of a bitches. Texas human traffickers, Henry Maffey, the Gentleman's Club from Florida, human traffickers, and they would brag in front of people their crimes, and cops would go after them undercover cops. You just zoom. And they just had to get it all together and then get them. Well, I got hurt really bad in the middle of it several times. I earned my damn money. That agent on the recorded line admitted he talked to everyone before me. He doesn't have the authority to ask mistake why he was only blowing me. He stole $335,000 from my case alone. Fed me to the cartel. Acted like a crazy call person. Many told on me. Made me beg for my life. Knew I never talked to anybody. And then act like he was going along with that big scam. When the cops were laughing, they already knew. I was framed by the drug cartel. They told Dave that they knew I was innocent before. They were talking about that at the station, And they knew somebody else did something wrong before. January 25th, 19. They already knew I was innocent. Like that one cop was laughing. We always knew everything. That was photoshopped. You can tell she was drugged. And stocking tapes. Like some girl was laughing. The only thing they have is stocking tapes? You're kidding me. Their whole backup plan is she didn't die with stocking tapes? Where they drugged her up and told her to say stuff and photoshopped washing? That was their whole backup plan. It's pretty pathetic, isn't it? Stocking tapes with that shit in it. I used to run around debunking lies. My whole family defended me, spoke very highly of me. I'm gonna upload this.